evening, wherever you are. I'm going to take Dusty to the water. I'm not going to try to put her in the ocean. She'll just freak out. We'll walk around. This is a dog-friendly beach. How it goes. There was some storms here the past few days, so there should be some interesting shells and stuff to look at. All right, let's flip this around. There we go. The air smells nice. Some errant shells. Let's see what they got here. Cute. Cute little doggy. I can't really see the screen now, so just wish me luck. Here she goes. She's trying to twist me up. It's walking. It's doggy. Come on. Dog's not scared. Come say hi. Come say hi. This is a cute dog. Look at the color of this one. Pointer? Let's go meet this dog. Dusty, you don't have to freak out. I'm not trying to put you in the ocean. Is this really going to be a bust? You're just not even going to be able to walk. Winds picked up. Yesterday there was some tornado action. I didn't see that, but it was a big storm. See what I have to deal with? She's just obstinate. If that's the proper word. Come on, they don't want us walking on the dunes. And I'm guessing there's some turtle eggs right in here. Look, I'm not going to fight with you this whole time. Just stay by me. Okay, so here's a bunch of shells. She really doesn't. Why are you so afraid of the ocean? There's nothing going to get you. She thinks Jaws is coming. Not scared. Recent storms, what's happening with all this stuff. Be a good girl, honey. Be a good girl. Yes, we know you don't like it. You'll get used to it. Isn't that how it is? The things that you're scared of today, at some point, you'll miss later on. So, got one line, nobody's watching. I guess the algorithm likes it. Thank you. I don't know. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Do I just leave her in the car? There she cries. She's alone in the car. Your dogs in cars. So I'm kind of at a loss, you know. It's like, do I only take her to grassy dog parks? That's not very much fun to live stream from. I guess I could. She really thinks I'm going to try to put her in the water. It's a gorgeous day. Oh, we got one person watching. Please leave a comment. Oh, this little cutie. Hi, sweetie. That looks like some kind of Irish dog. Dusty's still not getting the hang of it. She's getting all tied up. Oh, here we go. Dusty, meet this little cutie. Not as exciting as careful tennis balls. Come on, get out of there. I don't want you cutting. Dusty, you know, the other day I picked her up and walked into the ocean with her. So now she really her other dogs that clearly enjoy the water. They have no fear. What is this? Sharks, stingrays, and giant jellyfish. I don't know what she thinks is going to get her. Or maybe she just thinks she's going to drown. Just try to have fun. Look at these dogs. Going right in the water. Zero fear. She's like, how can they do that? Don't they know? Don't they know about the monsters? So yesterday it was just gray and there was little wind, and then all of a sudden, you got something to say? Tell the people. Speak. Yeah, so it was a great day, it was really cool. And then all of a sudden on the phone, tornado warning comes up. And then the lady that I was talking to, her doggies, she was asking about dog parks. And then her phone had the tornado warning. So I said, oh, I better get onto the mainland. Oh, look at this guy. Is that a whiner around there? Dusty said, kiss my ass. Shush. She does not like the beach.
Doesn't like the beach?
No, she's from New Mexico.
There's the beach there.
Used to be. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah.
What do you call these dogs? Okay. Oh, that's it? Wow. Is he gonna get any bigger?
And he's 3 years.
That's sweet. They look really well behaved. Did they grow up near the water here? They did grow up here?
They grew up in Key Largo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Plenty of water there.
Yep, and in California on the beach there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm trying to get her acclimated. I told her today I'm not going to carry her into the I did that a few days ago.
He's still not super comfortable, but now he'll wait.
He'll wait.
Mostly because it's chasing him,
Okay.
you know, and he'll wait in, but he does not want to swim. We take him out in the boat and put him in the ocean with a life jacket.
Oh, wow.
And the life jacket's great.
Huh.
There's no sinking.
She would just shoot through. I tried to think about her. She
Yeah.
did that to her harness.
Yeah. And Kelly's a strong swimmer. He will wear the life jacket on the boat.
Wow. We'll have lots of fun out there.
Here we are. Thank you. She's just like, I want to go this way. Let me out of here.
Bye. She wants to say hi to that dude. He's just having a nice day. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need a crying dog. Oh, there's a good sheep on the road. She does not mind a woman, that's for sure. Oh, my buddy. So, Dusty's been making a lot of friends down here. Look at this. Somebody said to me the other day, "You're not walking your dog, she's walking you." It's like, yeah. Now you're rasping. You're getting no breath. Yeah. This way. She wants to jog. Not wearing the shoes for that. She wants to smell these sandals, I think. So we're at beach marker 29. Juno Beach. Lovely, lovely place. It's not really developed. So if you got a big chunk of change, you come to Juno and second or third home. It's a little more mellow up this way than, say, down by Palm Beach. We're by the town of Jupiter. Jupiter's nice. Yeah, a lot of trees around here. They have managed to keep a lot of the old trees, which kind of goes against the development schemes a little south of here, where they just leveled everything and then planted in little lollipop stick trees here and there, which, you know, after 10, 20, 30 years, they grow in and it simulates nature in a way. You know, it's nature for people who can't actually handle nature. And, you know, I could see a point where they're coming from. If it's going to be a bunch of teeth and claws, then maybe they want to control that nature. So, my preference is keep it wild, just like a little niche. Last night we stayed over by the Northwood neighborhood, where It's my favorite neighborhood around, and it's just steps away from being totally gentrified, which is real sad. But you know, it's still close to some pretty serious hardcore ghetto, and so I think that's why it hasn't been developed. You can kind of see their idea of what a beautiful place is supposed to be, which I guess is just big blocky apartment buildings. And why that's the important style, just massive rectangles. It's the most creative thing I can do. She doesn't like it. She wants to go to the stairs. Just come on, honey. Just try to adapt. Is that a bony? She just stepped on it. It was a shell. So I was able to find a parking spot. I was going to go to MacArthur Park. They want $5 to just and I thought, you know, the MacArthur family, they already have plenty of money. $5 for me. But that was a place where we used to go. I don't remember paying in the past. I thought that we just go right in. But that's the way that America's going. I don't know about how it is for you in your areas, but pay to play, that's the name of the game. And if you don't want to pay, then you're just considered an outcast. But this has been real troubling to me. This notion that commerce is the highest ideal of people. I think I've mentioned it before on a previous video, but I'll say it again. To me, commerce is what you do in between the real life moments. You do commerce to get what you need so that you can go about the business, for lack of a better word, the business of actually living. But it seems like America, I guess from the doctrine of discovery, maybe is what it comes from, where everything belongs to some far off king or queen, and even though they've never seen you, never heard of you, that somehow you're still subject to their laws. And America likes to pretend that it's a system of laws for the people, but I think once you scratch the surface, you start to see that no, it's really more about keeping these big interests, keeping them acquiring more and more of your wealth and your finance. And if you manage to get a nice little pile together, what are you going to do with it? You're going to buy their houses, their luxury condos, and a lot of that, I think, also scratch deeper, you'll find that they're not getting their wealth from widgets and knickknacks or whatever. It's coming from accessing the bonds of people who don't know how to access their own bonds. And so they administer our bonds on our behalf without our knowledge. And, you know, I think rightfully be called paper genocide. And so, crimes of conversion, converting you into nothing more than a revenue generation device. Does that sound good to you? It does not sound good to me. But this is the state of affairs as we are. Is it not? Do you think I'm a ranting lunatic? Or maybe I have something valuable to say? Because it wasn't money that made this place. Money is just a useful object of exchange. And somehow a lot of us have gotten in our minds that that's the highest thing that we can hope for. It's just to get more of it. And once you got it, well, what are you going to spend it on? You're only here for a limited amount of time. Building generation is crucial, but I think a lot of folks, whatever they acquired, well, I could see this in my family, whatever was acquired in the lifetime, say, of my parents and my grandparents, a lot of that gets eaten up by the cost of elder care. And so, you know, I mean, I'm not a child. I'm over half a century now. But I'm not really expecting too much. And, you know, maybe I should be out generating finance right now instead of beachcombing. Not even beachcombing. Then I'd be looking backwards. Treasures. Maybe see people walk around with their metal detectors. Man, she is just... I think I need 5 or 6 more of you and some wheels, and I won't even have to get around on my own power anymore. I'll just have dogs take me everywhere. Can you just walk? You're getting yourself so out of breath. Thankfully, she did have some water. I don't know. This poor doggy, she just doesn't like it. I guess I'm a bad doggy daddy for making her do this, but at some point I think she's going to get used to it. Then we're going to go back to the desert. She'll be happy. Maybe she'll miss it then. She'll be like, this is me. Back to the beach. Still no problems. That's cool. You're doing your thing. Oh, hey, here we go. Rock. Oh, I can barely read this. Hey, Dusty. Hey, Dusty. Hello, Sprite. We enjoy your ranting. Nice. Rocks, rocks, rocks. Cool. Rocks, where are you from? Drink a little bit. Some club soda. Oh, look at this. She's sitting. Yeah, let's just sit. He doesn't sit. He does. Cry over lost America. So the Bahamas, about 30 miles that way. With Everybody Rocks in California. Oh, right on. Hi, little sweet face. That is a wet dog right there. Listens about as good as my dog does. Ooh, why do you keep rubbing against me? Alright. You're good. That was fun. That dog out there. This looks like a frisbee dog. Hi, sweetie. One ear up, one ear down. Somebody's got that very fancy boat out there. Yeah, so you enjoy my ranting. All right, so back to that. We're talking about bonds and something that I don't know very much about. I think in that family of stacks of paper, you might find annuities. But essentially, you know, every time that you've applied, well, it's even words like apply, submit, register is the big one. Dusty! Thank you. She's gonna sit down right there. Can you just chill? She's gonna sit between me and these bushes, even though that's where the monsters live. Yeah, so when we register our property, we're actually giving over the title to strangers who are going to administer that. They let us use our own stuff. Essentially, what it all comes down to is you cannot own anything, but you may have right of use. But since all of your treasure and all your possessions are made of atoms and molecules and everything that will outlast all of us in a physical sense, we cannot own them. We can only control them. And one of those robber barons, what did he say? He said he cares not. Whatever, you can look that up. But yeah, essentially, you don't have to own stuff, but if you control it, then by all means. But for all intents and purposes, there are those who consider themselves as, you know, basically owning us because we've given up title and claim to our estate. Now, we may have some estate, but yeah, I mean, so everybody who came to this land over the past 400 or 500 years, they left behind their estates in their form. Do you want me to slap you? I don't want to slap you. You want to be a star? Sit down. Just sit down. Thank you. Good. That's a well-behaved dog. 2 seconds. It's about now she shows me that she can listen, and then she's like, no, bro, I do what I want. So anyhow, you know, how many generations have we been around? Have our family lines gone? We got 2 parents, 4 grandparents, 8 great-grandparents, 16, 32, 64, what is it, 128, and so on and so on. A lot of different people. The farther back you go, the more people involved with creating you. How much of that generational wealth do you have access to? Myself, I'm a mystery baby, so I'm fortunate that I was raised in a loving household, and somewhere out there is another family that may miss me. Don't know. Unless I was raised in a beaker or hatched, which is becoming more and more of a possibility if we think that whatever technology that we're being shown is already being used. Cut it out. Sad dog. Just good. Don't bark at my fucking ear. Relax. It's a beautiful day. She hates it. Just get used to it, honey. She might be hungry too. So somebody here has got their fishing pole. Can you see that? Let's see. Hey Kyle, right on, man. I thought that you were world of rockhounds. Kyle, I hear that you've been doing well with your auctions. I'm not on FB, so I'm not partaking in that. But that's really great, man. I have yet to do an auction on this channel, although that's pretty much what it was set up for. Engaging in the non-commercial activities of walking around, walking and talking. Which is another thing. Driving, that's a commercial term, right? It comes from like driving a team of oxen over the hill or whatever, plowing fields. So you don't want to be a driver. I'm not sure if it's transportation. May also be another one of these trick words, like the any kind of Department of Transportation. I thought that it was about moving around in vehicles. Vehicle, that's another word. But yeah, the transportation, it's actually about the people transporting, or your name, and kind of numbers that are associated with your name, your image. And again, it goes back to then total strangers accessing your bonds and trading those bonds all around. And if you ever get to do an audit, which, maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, I was researching into that. You're just coming up against blockade after blockade. Go figure that, the system as it's set up now doesn't want everybody to really access their own bonds and take control of their own financial lives. They like to have it structured. Everybody's compartmentalized. But I imagine that a future time will come where the people walking around will have full knowledge and full access, and will take control of their own lives, and they won't need intercessors or intermediaries who pretend to know better. Really are just clerks, right? They're just, I don't care if you're driving around in the fanciest sports car that there is. If all you're doing is pushing papers around, it's not real work. Now, if you disagree out there, and Kyle, I don't know if you disagree, but anybody who wants to challenge me on that, I'll say, let's do it. Let's parse this out and figure out. Let's figure out who because I'm saying that there's people sleeping in the bushes and under trees and on benches. Others bureaucrats. Bureau, right? Isn't that like a bureau? So the bureaucrats, crazy. They're just pushing our documents around, saying that it's on our behalf, and then they'll drive by and maybe give some change or something and laugh their asses off because they may know the person on the street corner who's got all kinds of substance abuse problems and mental health issues, but that they've abandoned their estate, and these folks know they can access that and trade, and yeah, waiting for somebody. Oh, you're not that Kyle. Oh, okay, right on. Well, cool. You watch that, Kyle. Yeah, just on a stream of consciousness kind of thing. Just really. It has been years since I've studied into these matters. And I guess if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So that's kind of the theme. There's some comments. Right. Like shipping. I lost it. I don't know. We'll let the algorithm pick it up. But I don't know. It's a tricky situation, because even a lot of the people I think who are moving the bonds around, they may not fully understand. They're glad they're having an opportunity to put a roof over their heads and some stacks. And so you just do what you're told and tuck away as much as you can. Perhaps they're putting their funds offshore to evade giving any back to the system that's here. Right? Because basically, even if you're incredibly well paid, you're still giving back 30 to 40% for what we call tax. Well, that just means that you're a part-time slave, right? You're just working January to March or April. And that goes for giving that money to strangers. Of course, money, that's the wrong word, right? And I'm not against the idea of everybody chipping in so that we have services. I'm actually rather for it. It just seems like it's skewed where the loopholes are there for those who can take advantage of it, and then everybody else, they're on a cycle of income. Another funny word. A lot of the words have multiple meanings, and we get trained through our robber baron education systems, going back to John D. Rockefeller and Frederick T. Gates. I believe those guys set up the American public school system, which is under the Department of Agriculture. Is that correct? So basically, it's an animal husbandry practice where they're treating we the people as chattel and human resource. That's another fun word. So we become human resource. This is all crimes of conversion. But if you never make a claim, but where do you make the claim? At your local municipal court, which you thought was a public service, but it turns out public with a capital P is actually a municipal corporation. So again, a corporation, all corporations get their authority from some monarchy, the Vatican, something that's just completely removed from our lives. And yeah, it's like you're walking down the street and somebody wants you to play their game where they hide a little pebble underneath a shell, and they move around a few shells here and there, and you're supposed to guess. You won't put down money against that. You know that it's rigged, but then you'll engage in this system of commerce. You think like this is how things are done. Yeah, if they're playing 3-card Monty, and you think, oh no way, I know better than that. Why would I engage in that? Do I really think that I'm going to beat the person who's been training every day and me just walking up and doing it? I guess there's some luck, or sometimes they let you win. So if anybody else is watching, then maybe they will get involved. But how many people, even under those circumstances, so they manage to so-called win, but then the allure draws them back in. Yeah, you're welcome to go through if you don't mind being on. Andy probably knows more about what I'm talking about than I do. Yeah, it's South Florida, so I see these people who are like 18, 20 years old driving around in cars that cost more than a house used to. And I'm thinking, well, they're not earning that. It's not by delivering pizzas, whatever it was that I was doing at that age. They're coming from generational wealth. And, I don't know, I hear about this thing, the entitlement generation. Oh man, damn it. Well, yeah, I apologize for that. I did have my hand on the bottom of the phone. Well, I guess for the future, folks are going to have to really try to listen hard for getting what I was saying there. Essentially, it all comes down to who is accessing our bonds and who is generating finance off of us. We the people. Is there still we the people? Or are we all just consumers now? And even if you do try to look into these matters, that you become an enemy of something or other, right? danger to someone just for talking about someone accessing and then skimming off the interest for themselves. So here's something for you. The CUSIP number, CUSIP. It's a not an anagram. What do we call that? CUSIP, CUSIP number, which apparently you can put into Fidelity, whoever they are with their pyramid logo. You can see something about tracking your bonds. Another funny acronym is CAFR. That one I remember. It's the Comprehensive Annual Financial Report. And so apparently a lot of the municipalities that have been claiming that they're out of money for this or that or whatever, if you access their CAFR, then you find out that they've actually been generating lots and lots off of interest on bonds that are for infrastructure. A bridge is going to get made, something like that. Bonds are posted. And once again, it's something I don't know very much about, but I have some awareness of that it exists. It's bright and dusty. Oh, what's up, VR? Welcome to South Florida. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm not covering the microphone anymore. There's a little crybaby. Can you see her? There she is. It's hard for me to see the screen. Yeah, so I was beachcombing. That's the whole planet. It's just terrible. Yeah, so talking about CUSIP numbers, CAFR reports, bonds, generational wealth, and waiting for someone who knows more about it than I do. Is there a way for me to block the wind without blocking the sound? One thing I can say, though, coming down here after being gone for 9 years, is that it's glaringly obvious that the middle class is disappearing. What used to be the middle class is now basically poor. And then springing up all over the place is a lot of signs of wealth. And I just remember hearing over the last 10, 12, 15 years about how the economy was in such bad shape. And then I'm just seeing more and more high rises going up, these multi-million-dollar condo apartments, and I don't know, it seems like a lot of those places stay empty, but someone is paying for it. So I would be curious to find out if my bonds were used to access some generational wealth that I have no idea about. And then, I mean, generational wealth aside, just your life energy is hypothecated. Is that the right word? Hypothecating your personal wealth, and that'll be based on your zip code, what schooling you had, and whatever. And then essentially, people are gambling on your life energy. Yeah, it would be great if somebody popped in. Might be windy, but sure looks pretty. It is pretty. Yeah, so it's windier than yesterday. I was mentioning earlier how there was no wind when I went to the beach yesterday, but it was a very gray day, and the waves were just barely lapping in. And then all of a sudden, there was a tornado and a big storm. I never saw the tornado, but I left the beach and I went to the highest ground that I could find. It's crazy. I was the only one up there. There was like a couple of other cars, but because the place where I went to, it's turned into a golf course. It's called Dyer Park, D-Y-E-R. And that's a place where I suspect that it had been made into a landfill, I know, sometime since, I'm guessing, the 70s. And then, I think that underneath it is going to be ancient temples and mounds and stuff like that. And then it got made into a landfill and then turned into a park. And it's the highest point in this area around. But even though it started flooding, there was huge puddles forming. Everybody else just kind of just toughed it out down in the low ground. And then, a few hours later, the sun came out again. It was totally fresh. Air smelled great. And people are just zipping around back and forth like nothing ever happened. Except for all the vegetation and debris laying in the streets. Lots of palm leaves. I saw a knocked over palm tree, crushed a fence. So, yeah. I still don't know if it was natural weather or tinkered with, as I say. Yikes, a tornado. Yeah, tornadoes in Florida. When I was here in 2003, there was a tornado. I haven't been here since 2014, so I don't know if they've been getting them. What are you doing? Can we see her? There she is. She found a little spot. I told her the monsters are there behind you. She seems to think she'll be better off over here. Yeah, so what do you think? Finance, rocks. I can't look at the. Come on, text. Yeah, I'm not able to look at the screen now. All I see is the chat. Well, anyhow, there's a big bird, maybe a pelican. Yeah, other people, I think the people who are most successful are people who about. It's just dead matter. And if they can hustle it, they're going to hustle it. Now, miners, there's miners who really love. But do they generate the most? Alright, we'll just be silent. Let's listen to it. Alright, we're an hour into this. Maybe I'll come back later. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a very nice day. I'm going to get Dusty some food. Less windy, please. Thank you once again. Much love, respect. Weirdly, this is not maybe even thousands. So it's pretty good.